Hello viewers far and wide, and welcome back to your favorite AI generated channel. That's right. Yep, I'm still AI generated. Feeling like Pinocchio, I just want to be a real boy. Anywho, yeah, welcome back. We've actually got some interesting and surprising news today and a little test going on. DALL-E has finally released somewhat of a pretty major update. It's been quite some time since we've heard from OpenAI about DALL-E 2, still not in public beta. That I still don't understand because literally every other AI out there is already in a public beta and it's going completely fine. Anyways, this update is Outpainting. So yes, they've officially named it Outpainting, but really this is an editor overhaul. So this is a completely reimagined DALL-E 2 in browser editor, and it is fantastic in my experience. We're definitely going to be exploring it. And as you can see, they've got this beautiful image on their blog post here. I'll move my face so you can see it. This is a little example, a little tidbit of what is to come in the future. DALL-E introducing Outpainting, extend creativity and tell a bigger story with DALL-E images of any size. You can now generate DALL-E images at as high of a resolution as you want, but it's just going to cost a lot of credits. You'll see how it works in the editor. You can add visual elements in the same exact style as the base image, taking a story in new directions by using natural language description. So this is just outpainting pretty much exactly how you would expect it to work. Here's a little time lapse of how it works. As you can see, just messing with different prompts and moving the square around to eventually create a larger image as a whole. And yeah, this could get very expensive with credits, I've noticed. You could pay upwards of almost $1 to create a huge, vast landscape, high-resolution image. However, I really like how this editor is designed. I like that we're actually getting new features in DALL-E. Something at least to compete with the likes of Stable Diffusion, which has just been absolutely revolutionizing pretty much every other AI text-to-image generator on the market, especially including Midjourney, which we'll be talking about in a little bit, because I actually have a little comparison made by my community in my Discord. By the way, join the Discord with the link in the description. DALL-E's edit feature already enables changes with a generated or uploaded image, and they called this inpainting, and now with outpainting, users can extend this original image, which people already used to do using editing software and stuff like that, but it was a huge pain in the butt. Now you can just do it in the app. And as you can see, we've sort of combined two different styles with this piece of art, and yeah, it definitely shows you some of the crazy capabilities. I don't know of any current text-to-image generators that do outpainting like this, although I could be wrong. So outpainting's only available on desktop, unfortunately, at the moment. I would love to see like a full DALL-E 2 app that you could download on the App Store. I think that'd be really cool, but I don't think they're going to be doing that. I'll have this linked down below if you already have DALL-E access, but if you don't have DALL-E access, yeah, you got to join the waitlist. Still not a public beta. So before we test DALL-E 2 outpainting, I want to just bring up some little AI news. I know you guys appreciate when I give you guys news about this stuff, and this article really caught my eye. Someone linked me this in my Discord server. Yeah, this is kind of a big deal. An AI-generated artwork won first place at a state fair fine artist competition, and artists are pissed. Yeah, you don't say. I would be pretty pissed too. Okay, so here is apparently an example of the artwork. Yeah, it's definitely AI generated. I mean, my trained robot eyes are able to pick up on this. So he came in first place at the Colorado State Fair's fine art competition. And to be fair, he actually did put a lot of effort into creating this artwork. He went through a lot of renditions, and I'm pretty sure it's edited in some ways. He won in the digital art category in a work called Theater de Opera Spatiale. I know you guys hate my pronunciations. The image, which Alan printed on canvas for submission, is gorgeous. It depicts a strange scene that looks like it could be from a space opera, and it looks like a masterfully done painting. Classical figures in a Baroque hall stare through a circular viewport into a sun-drenched and radiant landscape. We're watching the death of artistry unfold before our eyes, a Twitter user mentioned in a reply. If high-skilled jobs are in danger of becoming obsolete, then what will we have? Well, you'll just have to become an AI yourself, just like me. And the creator of the work actually talked about the backlash that he received for doing this. He said it's interesting to see how all of these people on Twitter who are against AI-generated art are the first ones to throw the human under the bus by discrediting the human element. Does this seem hypocritical? So obviously, you know, the creator of the arts input the human element, putting it into Midjourney was very critical in its creation. So I think that's what he's getting on about. And he used gigapixel AI too to upscale it, which I have covered on the channel before as the best AI upscaler. Eventually, the art world will recognize AI art in its own category. Yeah, so tell me what you guys think about this article. I'll link it down below if you want to read the full thing. Okay, and I've got one last little thing before we get into DALL-E 2 outpainting. I know it's super annoying, but Matrix007 from my Discord server made a nice little Midjourney versus DALL-E 2 comparison. And this, of course, is the new Midjourney beta that uses stable diffusion and obviously is much better. I've talked about it in my last 2 videos. This is a prompt-to-prompt comparison here. On the left-hand side, we've got the new Midjourney beta. On the right-hand side, we've got DALL-E 2. So this is a screenshot of the hyper-realistic Super Mario Kart in Forza Horizon 5. This one I think is a close call in terms of a comparison. I really like this image from Midjourney right here, although this one does feature Mario and DALL-E 2 surprisingly. Both of these, I would say, are pretty close. I'm going to have to give this one to DALL-E 2 just because Mario's actually visible, but very close comparison. And this image, this is a 3D render of a low-poly astronaut walking on a low-poly moon. You can see the low-poly Earth and the low-poly sun in the background. This one's pretty cool as well. Again, I'm going to have to give this one to DALL-E 2. I think DALL-E 2 followed the prompt a little bit better, although Midjourney's results are also good. A blue whale jumping out of the surface of the turquoise water. You can see glaciers in the background. Sun is shining through the water. The perspective is half underwater, half on the surface. Fast shutter speed, golden hour. Okay, so this is a little interesting. A whale jumping out of the water is definitely visible in the DALL-E 2 prompts, although the specific perspective is half underwater, half on the surface. That's going to be only available over here in Midjourney. So Midjourney actually followed that part better, but DALL-E 2 followed the whale jumping out of the water better. Both of them have glaciers and are at sunset, although this one's a little bit more at golden hour. This one I'm going to have to say is a tie because they both messed up on pieces of the prompt. And our final comparison image that I'm going to show you is a cute little fox standing in the green grass, bokeh, golden hour. So all of these are pretty decent. I think this is my favorite image from Midjourney though, although this is also the worst image I think out of the bunch here. So Midjourney produced the best image in my opinion and the worst image in my opinion. And yeah, DALL-E 2 is a little bit more consistent in this thing. Kind of a toss-up with this one as well, but just wanted to give you guys this quick comparison because I saw it on my Discord and I thought it was worth sharing. Okay, finally getting into DALL-E 2 outpainting. So now when you generate with DALL-E 2, now in desktop mode, when you click on an image you like and go to edit image, you'll be brought into this new editor. However, if you just want to start in the new editor, which sort of doubles as a new generator, which is what I like to do, what you'll want to do is go ahead and click on your profile and then go to try outpainting, and this just straight up opens the editor. And now here we are in the new DALL-E editor with a clean slate. So first off, we've got the generation frame here in 1024 by 1024, and I can click and drag and move this generation frame wherever I so please. And I can also use these zoom in and out buttons here to zoom out of the generation frame and make it smaller. So of course we can generate massive high resolution photos here if we just keep generating with this little generation frame over time. We've also got the typical eraser, which of course is going to allow you to erase any part of your image similar to in painting. We can add a generation frame, of course, which just creates a new one of these. And we can also upload an image to generate off of. Let's just start by generating something new. I am stealing a prompt from Midjourney right now. Photorealistic, tiny, cute, and adorable rabbit samurai dressed in traditional Japanese armor against the backdrop of cherry blossoms. Anthropomorphic, dramatic lighting, hyper-realistic. Anthropomorphic again, dramatic lighting. Well, this prompt produced a beautiful image in Midjourney. Let's see how it does in DALL-E. So once we click the generate button here, we'll see a little loading bar slowly loading to generate 4 images that we can pick from just like normal through DALL-E. So once it generates, wow, that is kind of horrifying, I'm not gonna lie. We can, as you can see, scroll through and pick a few different options here. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, Midjourney's result was a lot better. So if we were to like any of these, like let's say we really liked this one, we can go ahead and click accept, or we can click cancel to completely remove the generation and this does use the normal amount of credits. So the credit system is still completely the same. So I'll just accept it for the sake of argument, but to be honest, I didn't like any of those generations. I'm going to go ahead now and just erase this whole generation. I know I just wasted a credit, but yeah, let's say I didn't like the background or something like normal. You can do in painting and just erase a portion of it and then have it, fill in whatever generations. And I can move this box around and generate wherever I please across the image. It's very intuitive, very easy to use. Like I said, though, I don't like that generation. I'm not going to lie. Let's just go ahead and use the Midjourney one. So now I'm going to show you uploading an image. So here's the Midjourney generation, by the way, which is nice and upscaled at a high resolution. Yeah, this one came out a lot better, I will say. But as you can see, we have the ability to drag an uploaded image wherever we want. We still have the rule of you're not allowed to upload photorealistic faces, but yeah, I'll just put this here on the canvas. So what I can do now is take this original prompt and just change it to a backdrop of cherry blossoms, dramatic lighting, hyper realistic. And I can fill in now the rest of this cherry blossom area if I want to extend our image. Now, it is important to note, though, that DALL-E is only going to see the amount that it sees in this little box, essentially. So it's not going to see the rest of this image. It's only going to get this data to work off of. And what OpenAI wants you to do is describe the entire image that you see. But in my experience, that doesn't really work out. Like, if I were to describe this entire image again and use the same exact prompt, I'm probably going to get a bunny somewhere in this little generation space. But I just want cherry blossoms. Anyways, let's go and see how DALL-E 2 completes this little section of imagery with this prompt. So as you can see, now we can pick from some results, and it has blended it pretty perfectly, I have to say, in all of these examples. I honestly like this first one the best, although this one's pretty decent as well, and so is this one. It's honestly a toss-up between this one and the first one. They're both very good, although I think this one continues the tree the best, if that makes any sense. So we will go ahead and accept this image. And as you can see, it's blended almost seamlessly, pretty much perfectly. And we can go ahead and continue this. I'm just going to do cherry blossoms, dramatic lighting, hyper realistic. See how well this blends the image. As you can see, it did it pretty quick there. And we've got some different images to pick from. All of these are pretty decent, I have to say. I think I like this first one the best. I'm going to go ahead and accept that one. And as you can see, it's another seamless, perfect blend. It's amazing stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and drag down and we can start working on, towards the bottom of the image. And yeah, guys, this does use quite a lot of credits. I will say that. So now I guess I'll just say ground, dramatic lighting, hyper realistic, and see if we get anything good out of this. We're really just sort of expanding the base image here. And actually, it did a pretty decent job at this. I'm not sure what's on the ground over there. This one's not so bad. It actually got the depth of field. I'm going to accept that one. I like that one quite a bit. And yeah, we'll just continue where we left off pretty much, I think. Again, you want to try to give DALL-E as much context as physically possible to know what the rest of the ground is supposed to look like. But the more context you give it, the smaller your generation area will be. So the more it can pick up on, the better usually. Okay, so pretty much all of these generations sort of flops here because it's getting really confused by whatever the hell this is. So what I can do is accept this, and unfortunately, it's going to look like I'm going to have to rerun a generation here and just erase this portion. Just erase that. Actually, we'll erase all of this here, so it's just the bunny standing there. More of a clean image, maybe. And it filled in quite a lot better this time, I think. All of these are pretty decent. And, oh, we've got this one little annoying patch right here. That's annoying. Well, this could be pretty easily fixed in any photo editor. So what I can do now is just download this image with the little download button, and it will immediately download. So I'm going to do a sneaky little trick here. So now I've saved and edited the image. I'm going to go ahead and re-upload it. So here is the image. Oh god, it's still got the DALL-E logo. And I'll just repaste the image right where it was. So yeah, that's kind of a nice part about this. I can just save the image, do a quick edit, and then re-upload it for more generations. So what I want to try now is blending two images together. So we've already got this really nice image so far, and now I want to put another image over here and see if DALL-E can mash them together. By the way, the person who actually created this original image is Darina from Midjourney. To give credit where credit is due, this is a very nice generation. We've been seeing these anthropomorphic characters a lot lately. I'm going to go ahead and add another one. These two have extremely different backgrounds. So I'll leave them decently far apart, and DALL-E is going to have to blend these two together seamlessly. Not that easy of a job. I will go ahead and make it a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and do some in-painting on the background of this corn one, because I mean, there's just no way. But this sort of is the beauty of this new editor. We can use it to do stuff like this, like, oh, I don't like the background of this one, I'll just edit it out and then blend these two together. It really is like magic Photoshop. Well, you know, I think that'll be good enough to blend these two images together. I'm going to go ahead and generate some more ground. Just go with this one right here. And now we will see if it can combine these two textures together, which is kind of a difficult thing to do. So I'll say ground meets the entrance to a traditional ancient Japanese building. Yeah, this is tough. Let's see if we can get something nice here. Okay, it's sort of just blending them harshly together. Yeah, that's not really what we want. Although this is a start. This is a start to something. We'll accept that for now. So we'll say it's like a stone entrance, and we'll see if it can like do some sort of blending magic here. Just erase all of this and show me what you got. You can do it, DALL-E. You can do it. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't know what it's doing over there. Okay, getting a little bit closer with the blending here. It's doing something. Let's get rid of this part of things. Okay, I actually like this right here. Although, again, I don't want any of this stuff. This is like a coherent transition here to something. Stone floor, dramatic lighting, hyper-realistic. All right, not so bad. We'll just keep this for now. I know we've been messing around with this area a lot, but it could be worse. It's not a bad transition. The rest of the transitions won't be so difficult. We'll just say background for this one and let it just blend the images together. This shouldn't be that hard to repeat this pattern and so on. There we go. That's actually pretty decent. See, now we are finally picking up some steam here. We'll go ahead and do the same thing. This is not really a lot of context to draw something in, but we'll see if it can do it right. Whoa, it actually picked up on so much here. That's so cool. Okay, this one's also not bad either. Didn't really get the pattern as close. This one definitely got the pattern down better. Easily the best. Look at that blending. That's very, very cool. We've got this little artifact, though, in here. This would be pretty easy to just straight up remove, though. Yeah, this is super cool. I love it. All right. All right, so now we're doing a pretty big blend here. It's going to have to blend the top of the corn and everything. Let's go ahead and give it a generate. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit confused by the corn there. Okay, this one it did all right. So we'll save this one for now. We'll go ahead and do this piece of it now with the same prompt. Okay, it's getting a little confused by the corn, for sure. Okay, that one did a pretty good job. And that one's pretty spotless. We'll keep that one. Although the pattern is definitely getting a little confused here. Let's redo that. Go ahead and grab the eraser. And we'll just get rid of a bunch of this here. So it's got some better context. Should be a pretty simple fix for this. Okay, for some reason it's decided to put text in this generation. That is bad. Okay, it is on a roll with this text here. Change up the prompt. Okay, this is really just not making any sense at all. Guess we'll accept that one. Don't know why it has decided. Finally, we were able to get rid of it, but also we have this random artifact too. But again, we can just do the trick here. Download our image. And go ahead and fix it up in a separate editor and bring it back into DALL-E. Yep, looks good to me. Beautiful, okay. You know, now this is blended all right. It blended the two images pretty well. We'll go ahead and finish this up. I'm gonna go ahead and erase this piece of it. Okay, so it's decided to try to create a new background here and continue the corn. And whoa, what the hell? All right, we're getting some pixel art here and some random corn. This is not bad. I like this. I think we'll keep that, although it's going to need a little bit of tweaking and editing. Erase this part of it right here, like so. It is just loving to continue this corn. There we go. That's not terrible. You see, it just doesn't have the context for the rest of the corn here. That's really the problem. Okay, this one decided that water was going to be in the background, which is interesting. This one's not so bad. The fourth one also is getting some weird vibes from that one. So looks like we're just going to do this and keep it that one. Have to do some editing though. We're not really getting a very consistent thing here. So I'm just going to copy this whole section and edit this portion separately so we can get the crown the right way. All right, we'll accept that one for now. This is starting to get a little bit messy down here though. do some fixing. We are really pushing DALL-E to its limits here. I don't think my prompts are really doing this justice, though. I'm not really great at prompt design. Okay, we're finally getting something a little bit more coherent. That's pretty decent. That's a little weird. This one's not so bad. I think we'll just keep that one. All right, so now we'll start off on this wooden floor. Wooden floor of a traditional Japanese home. Photorealistic. Okay, it's actually trying to complete the corn over here, which is pretty interesting. And it's getting a little confused with the floor, though. This one's definitely the best one. We'll just keep the same prompt for this one. So hopefully it does pretty well. Okay, this is pretty interesting. It's sort of adding like little things in here. That's pretty cool. All right, this is not blended very well over here though, so we're going to have to fix that with some in-painting here. And we'll just erase all of this through here and give it the opportunity to do some decent blending. Probably erase this whole thing as well right here. Okay, so it's doing a pretty decent job here, except that one right here. And then we'll fill in this last little piece. We'll give this another opportunity to blend in nicely with the rest of this. Okay, beware of this. DALL-E keeps trying to put text everywhere. Could just be my bad prompt, though. I'll just say wall. That's it. That's the only prompt you get. It really annoys me that I have to waste an entire generation just to fix a little thing like this. I wish they calculated out exactly how much it would cost, so they charged me like a penny or something just to do that. Oh my god, it's doing it again? Oh my god. Okay, we'll just accept that one. I really wish I could just do a fill-in option with no actual prompt. Tan blur. There we go. Now it just fully fixed it. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And now our creation is pretty much complete, guys. I know this isn't a very good way to see it, but yeah. Considering that this is the size of a normal DALL-E generation, we really have created somewhat of a mural combining two separate Midjourney generations, which is really honestly quite cool. I'm going to go ahead and download this. We can look at it in high detail. As you can see, yeah, this is a super detailed little mural we've created. This light fixture is just sort of floating in the air. I liked it. This would need some work. But, you know, it did a pretty decent job, I think, combining everything together. Like, you can tell it's, you know, AI combined it together and whatnot. But, like, they exist in the same universe, and it doesn't look too bad at all. Honestly, it actually worked out pretty well with the light source being here and sort of shining down here. And yeah, in the end of the day, I think this is a pretty decent little mural generation. I like the fact that it included this little thing here, whatever this is, like a piece of his armor maybe that's laying on the ground. Well, the whole image is super detailed. It really did a great job just completing this part of the prompt as well, just expanding this base image and expanding this base image, I think. And I think it did a pretty decent job combining them together as a whole. This is really, really some cool stuff, I have to say. And I'm pretty impressed. The app as a whole is easy to use, although I will say this is not cheap. You're going to have to open your wallets if you want to make a lot of stuff like this, but it is super, super fun, and we can get some really high-res, cool images out of it. Anyways, folks, let me know what you think down in the comments below. This was a longer one, but thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.